In one of boxing's most anticipated fights of the year, Artur Beterbiev beat Dmitry Bivol by majority decision to become the first undisputed light heavyweight world champion of the four-belt era. It was a razor-thin decision, though, that left many disputing the outcome.
You know, they can't say anything.
It's okay to have close fights either way, but it wasn't a robbery. It was a close fight. If someone gave it 7-5 the other way, maybe, but Bivol hasn't been here yet, and he fought great. So look at Artur's face, and then look at Bivol's face when he walks into the room. And even though his gloves were high, something was hitting him. It wasn't a ghost. So go from there.
To be honest, I don't like excuses, explanations. You know, my philosophy is to be perfect, to not answer on questions why you did this, why you did that, and have some excuses. I feel shame if I trying to explain you why I didn't win this fight. Just I didn't win, and that's it.
In the lead-up, it was hard to argue against the significance of this bout. The undefeated Beterbiev held a perfect record of 20 wins with 20 knockouts. More importantly, he held the WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight titles. The undefeated Bivol had 23 wins to his name, including a victory over the undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. And he held the WBA belt, which was the final piece of the undisputed puzzle. Beterbiev and Bivol are two of the most focused fighters on the planet, and they clearly held no ill will for one another, despite Bivol's promoter Eddie Hearn's best efforts. This was more annoying for Beterbiev than anything Bivol had to say.
You want to make fight with Eddie? No?
Yeah, he called you arrogant.
Why you do that?
He called you arrogant.
It's really can be. I can do something, you know. Why you?
Don't worry about me. You have to get through him first.
But why you?
When he's finished with you, it'll be easier for me.
Why? We no need finish with him. I finish with him tomorrow.
Really?
With you
Saturday.
Today maybe.
It's
today.
the weigh-in tomorrow.
Maybe today with you.
Maybe. I don't think it will be a tough fight. You need a real
I think
challenge.
you're not good condition now.
I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
But I think you need to switch on for this guy.
Okay. You talk a lot, man.
That's my job.
Yeah.
You should try it.
Okay. We'll see in Saturday. This Saturday.
The press conference was largely a statement of intent for both fighters. Bivol was eager to test his skills, and Beterbiev just wanted a good fight.
No, every time when I think about my opponents, I'm getting excited because one of them is the face of boxing. It's exciting to fight against this guy. Another one, he has around 50 fights, never lost. Another guy, he's a champion also, and it makes me more excited, not nervous, not something. And Artur is a great champion. He has what I want. He has belts, and it's not only about belts. When I look at his skills, I want to check my skills also against this amazing fighter.
Do you have a message for Dmitry Bivol?
Yeah, be ready. I will too.
Dmitry, final message from yourself. He's told you be ready. He's going to try and be too. What's your message to Artur Beterbiev?
I'm ready always. I'm ready for Saturday night, and we will talk by actions in the ring.
Even after the press conference was over, the media pushed for more. They tried to force predictions and asked what they'd learned from one another, but the champions were unflappable.
But I mean, I can't give you an answer because I never did prediction for my past fights and for future. I never did that.
But he seems so confident that he's going to be the one to end that.
Okay, we'll see.
I didn't learn anything today, but I was watching his fights. I know how he's fighting, and now it's just interesting for me how we will deal.
Beterbiev weighed in at 174.9 pounds or 79.9 kilos. Bivol came in at a fraction below that. Between them, they had 43 professional fights without a loss or draw, and it was for an undisputed title. It was the perfect fight to make, and the fight was as close as the stats. Bivol came out sharp and likely took the first 3 rounds with his jab and footwork. Beterbiev started to come on after that with the harder blows, but Bivol was still countering. Beterbiev almost finished it in the 10th and 11th before a tight final round. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, he did a good job, I don't know how he how he measured his work, good or not, but I always I say I'm not bad boxer, I did not bad work, but I think Mark, my coach, my team will prove my to prove my words. I did what we prepared. I did some part of this work, not all the work. I don't know why.
The punch stats were as close as the fight. In total, Bivol was ahead with 142 to 137, while Beterbiev landed more power punches with 90 to 84. One judge called it a draw, while the other 2 scored it to Beterbiev, apparently based on his power, but not everyone agreed. In particular, Eddie Hearn.
But I find it sickening that after a lifetime of hard work, Dmitry Bivol is not undisputed champion tonight. He won that fight. I struggle to find anybody on our road, a row behind, on the TV rows, who didn't score the fight to Dmitry Bivol. To find a judge give that fight 116, 112, and give Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds in that fight, this judge should never work in the sport again.
I felt like everything was under control, before the last round, to be honest. I felt like I was land more clean punches, but boxing is not about only clean punches, it's about pressure also, about how you impress judges, and you need to counting sometimes rounds, not punches.
While Beterbiev now holds all 4 titles at light heavyweight, it appears as though his undisputed status is disputed. That has everyone, including Bivol, thinking just one thing.
I think about rematch, we should ask boxing fans, do they want this rematch? Yes. If they want, I would like to give this rematch, and I would like to get this chance, of course, again.
Also on the card, Jai Opetaia demolished the former heavyweight Jack Massey to defend the IBF cruiserweight belt. His fellow Australian, Skye Nicolson, pieced up Raven Chapman for 10 rounds to retain the WBC Women's Featherweight Championship. And in the mega event in Tokyo, the WBC bantamweight champion Junto Nakatani handed the Thai fighter Petch Sor Chitpattana just his 2nd loss in 74 bouts. The win set up a possible all-Japan showdown with the monster Naoya Inoue. Stealing some of the limelight, though, was Tenshin Nasukawa. The former kickboxing superstar claimed the vacant WBO Asia-Pacific bantamweight title in just his 4th professional boxing bout, with a shutout win over Jerwin Asilo. But it was a crazy 3 days in Japan for title fights. Masamichi Yabuki handed the junior flyweight champ Sibanati Nonshinga his 1st loss. Kenshiro Teraji and Shokichi Iwata both scored TKOs to claim a pair of vacant flyweight titles, and Phumelele Cafu upset the junior bantamweight champ Kosei Tanaka with a split decision. And in non-championship news, Mike Tyson is talking a big talk before his professional comeback. Despite Tyson being 58 years old and his next opponent, Jake Paul, being just 27, Iron Mike doesn't think the fight will go the distance, so long as Paul wants to fight. "If I don't have to catch him, you can expect a round 1 knockout," Tyson said. "But I may have to catch him because I anticipate this guy running from me." The former heavyweight champion will step into the ring for the first time in nearly 2 decades to face the problem child this November 15.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.